Happy Pie Day. I hope everyone out there is enjoying a nice slice. But it's not actually about that kind of pie, although that's the way to celebrate. Vegan pie, baby. Vegan pie for me. It's going to be delicious today. What is it? What is today? It's 3/14/2015, which is just pi, which is a symbol, a mathematical term that we use now. It comes from the Greek letter pi and spelled in English pi. It's actually what is known in mathematical terms as an irrational number. So we just approximate it to an arbitrary decimal place that's easy for use. For instance, we typically go at least 2 decimal places to symbolize that it's actually pi that we're talking about. So 314, hence today is Pi Day. But it's 3/14/15. We go to 4 decimal places and it only happens once a century, because 3.1415, then it goes off into infinity, continuing, is the actual number. So to say, actually, here, this is, language is inadequate to explain something that is irrational. The number, the term, the symbol pi is something that cannot be contained in a finite way. It is infinite. It is irrational. It kind of has no end. And if you understand what infinity is, proof of infinity, ultimately, in the infinite set of the number pi, it's going to recreate itself in there somewhere, and again, and again, and again, so that actually it's a symbol for recursion. And this is a recursive universe. What is recursion? Think of the Ouroboros. It was a symbol used by the ancient Egyptians to symbolize the universe and what it truly is. What is recursion? Our eyes, our consciousness. This is recursion. I'm actually projecting consciousness out, receiving an echo back in the form of electromagnetic radiation through my black holes, event horizons. Go in, they cross over in my corpus callosum, where there's a little optic nerve attached to the amygdala, and then there's my main optic nerves in the back, which go towards my actual motor senses of my eyeballs. But the true optic nerve that matters is the one in the center of my brain, and that simulates my pituitary gland, which simulates my pineal gland. But it's a recursive process. You see, which came first, the chicken or the egg? You have to say the egg. The pineal gland is shaped like an egg. It's a recursive process. It's a 4th dimensional Klein bottle, if you will. When I was initiated as a shaman on the Amanitas, and I was dying literally the death. I was going into this dark hole, and I was being pulled, but I saw a perfect tetrahedron appear to me. And this tetrahedron was golden, it was crystalline in shape, and it was clear. And I was like approaching, I was flying towards this grand pyramid. It was getting larger and larger and larger as I was getting closer and closer and closer, until eventually its membrane and I diffused as if like a cell through osmosis. I just passed right through. And as I was getting closer, I saw another pyramid, same tetrahedron, same golden pyramid, inside the tetrahedron that was growing larger. And as I passed through the one, I saw the one in the center getting larger and larger and larger, and I was getting closer and closer and closer to it. I saw another one inside it, and the same thing. I passed through and I saw another one inside it, and I just kept collapsing in down into the black hole until ecstasy, and my soul traveled to be returned with the message from Thoth that I've been following every day of my life as best as I'm able to in my, my condition as a fallible man who still has to battle with his demons on a sometimes, daily basis, even though he has, quote, been to the other side and received what many ancient sages would call nirvana or enlightenment. The truth of the nirvana is that this is a struggle and that we're all connected. So I am here, so I am connected to all. My consciousness is connected to all. I could not separate from it because I know I am it. I have compassion. The compassion begins with myself first and foremost, and it radiates outwards. If we be the change we want to see, we can affect great things in this cosmos, because we are the microcosmos. We are Adam Kadmon, We are the creating ones. Literally, each and every one of us is a mini God, is a demigod. We are like projections of the great God, the all God, if you will, the all self, the higher self, whatever term you want to use, Brahman, the all mind, the Tao, the source, Walking Tonka. After my initiation, I was walking one day and I had kind of this intense realization come to me as to what it was that I experienced and one of the messages that I really needed to glean from it. And it had to do with the Egyptian Book of the Dead and also with the Christian idea of judgment and what it means when Christ was teaching to love thy neighbor as you love thyself. And it became all too apparent to me and revealed to me also that the devil, or quote-unquote Beelzebub, or the Lord of the Flies, is something that was created and demonized by the Catholic Church because it's a symbol for an ancient pagan or mystery religion, which true Christianity actually is. The Lord of the Flies is the fly agaric mushroom, the Amanita muscaria, the devil, Quetzalcoatl. The devil is the demon, daemon, guide, consciousness, jinn, genie, logos, word, breath, prana. It's Christ. It's the energy, vibration, Ra, that radiates through all things, connects all things. But I recognized that we all, the reason why it expressly states too is to not degrade your own temple, is because all things see us and we see our actions too, and how we treat others and how we treat ourselves will ultimately be judged. So even if your ego convinces you that what you're doing right now is cool and that it's all good and you love it and it's making you happy, but somewhere deep down inside you feel a little cancerous rot, a little questioning of yourself, your Jiminy Cricket conscience telling you probably shouldn't do this. You should probably, think about another way, a conscientious way, a better way. You probably shouldn't be eating, dead flesh for your survival when there's all these wonderful fruits and vegetables and seed-bearing plants and fruit-bearing trees for you to have and thrive and survive so beautifully and so richly that it's beyond comparison. Why have to slaughter anything or sacrifice anything? You've been given abundance. Use it. Utilize it. How we treat other living things, all living things, comes back on us. We are part of a whole system. And I understood why the fly is important too. It's because each and every one of us in our consciousnesses, as I was saying, we're projections, we're demigods, creators, little I ams. Don't get it twisted. Don't think you are the I am. You're just a little I am. We're all I ams, co-equal, co-creating. It's respect given to one another and to thyself for the power that we have that will allow us to truly make changes in positive ways. It's not fear of power. That's what's caused the repression of society and the oppression of civil liberties and of mankind. It's acceptance of this and this responsibility that will allow us to be free. But imagine that we're all individual lenses within the grand compound eye that is God, the all-seeing eye. Just like the eye of a fly, it has a 360-degree viewing radius. Pi can approximate the view angle or the perception of a fly. The eye of a fly can give you pi. The fly agaric can make you fly like the reindeers up into the sky. And now I must go. By and by. This little talk has gone on for a little while. Peace, and I'll leave you with a pretty smile.